Hello and welcome to Jessie Bear Book Club. Today we are doing something very different, something I've never done on this channel before. I am having a rant about the new Marie Antoinette television show, which is airing on the BBC. I don't know where else you can get it, but it's on iPlayer, and I'm sorry, we need to talk about how bad it is and how deeply disappointed I was by it. I knew from the trailer it was going to be overly sexy, but I was not prepared for how weird it was. The opening scene of the first episode, which is called The Slap, was kind of psychedelic, like someone had taken acid and was falling through a mirror, but later on, it never followed up in the second episode with this psychedelic trip that apparently Antoinette is on. On a surface level, this show looks brilliant. It pays attention to detail, especially with Antoinette having braces and her dog Mops being taken away. But there are not enough extras in any of the court scenes to make it dramatic enough. This show also has drama for the sake of drama. The dropping the wedding ring scene, which went into slow motion for some reason, the ice baths, and why, oh why, did they make Louis XVI so weird? He was an odd guy, I'll grant him that. But they've made him odd for the sake of being odd. He hardly talks, and the show is constantly trying to grab your attention in every single scene. There's no subtlety whatsoever. Madame du Barry has a much too prominent role, but I can kind of forgive that because she is played by Gaia Weiss, and she is so beautiful. I had to look up what else I knew her from, and she is in Vikings, so you can check her out there. I can forgive them amping up a character for dramatic effect, but when it came to the second episode and the sex lessons Madame du Barry was giving Marie Antoinette, I could not stand watching it, especially the weird kissing scene. The second episode and the final episode I watched was called Rival Queens, and it's mainly about du Barry being horny and the king wanting to have sex with his granddaughter-in-law. I just want to be sick. I am no prude. I enjoy a sex scene as much as the next person, but I don't want to leap from sex scene to sex scenes to may we broach the subject of the sexy tomato and the knife and the whole virginity talk that Louis XV was giving to his grandson, Louis XVI. Why did anybody think that was a good idea? Now let's get on to the coffee bean scene, where Marie Antoinette, her friend, and the king, Louis XV, are scrambling around on the ground, picking up coffee beans, and it's like this weird threesome thing. There's all this sexual undercurrents. The talk about coffee is far too sexualized. I don't know where this show is trying to go, but it is straying away very quickly from any actual history and any of my actual interest. By the end of the second episode, I had decided that Louis XVI was on the spectrum, and that the actor playing him, Louis Cunningham, is a very good actor. And that is the great tragedy of this show. All the actors are extremely good, but the best acting in the world can't save a bad script. And the great Greek tragedy is that they already had a perfect script, actual history. After I finished the second episode, I was in a strange daze of deciding whether or not it was bad, but after I slept on it, I decided the show was deranged softcore porn, and I couldn't bring myself to watch another second of it, as I felt so extremely disappointed at what it could have been. How did a show with so much promise and the Oscar-worthy Deborah Davis writing the screenplay turn into such randy nonsense? It's not even so bad it's good, because this show is completely unself-aware of what it could have been. I want to ask the question, who, at the top of whatever company, commissioned this and thought we wanted to see it? I give Marie Antoinette 3 out of 10. 1 point for the acting, which is good despite the horrible script. 1 point for the beautiful hair and outfits, and a final point for the okay sets, even though they're a little on the small side. Somehow, this show got 7.2 on IMDb, but the Evening Standard only gave it 2 out of 5, and I am far more inclined to side with them. I don't know how IMDb have got it so wrong this time. They're normally a pillar of what is good. I am holding out for the Rotten Tomatoes review. Hopefully it will reflect my correct opinion of this show being utter tripe. If you enjoyed this rant, I've never done a rant before, so if you enjoyed it, leave me a comment and maybe I'll do a couple more. You never know. Also, you can subscribe so you don't miss any of my new stuff. I have another historical review coming out next week and some polygamy stuff in the pipeline, so check it out. And let me know what you think of the audio on this video, because I got a new setup for Christmas, so I'm hoping it's a bit better. You can also follow me on Instagram at Lady Jessica Riddell. Until next time, like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!